Is the name for God ever mentioned outside of the Bible? Short answer, yes. Let me show you one example that comes from an ancient Moabite inscription. God's personal name in the Old Testament is Yahweh. That pronunciation is actually a scholarly reconstruction based on a number of pieces of evidence. In any case, Yahweh is translated as Lord, or at times God, that is in all caps, in English Bibles. It's not Lord or God without all caps. So it is this name, Yahweh, that I'm talking about. Before I show the Moabite inscription, I'll at least mention that a form of the name Yahweh seems to appear in two Egyptian texts, dated to the 14th and 13th centuries BC. In these two texts, the name is used in a topographic context, which is another topic altogether. I just wanted to at least recognize them. The example of the name Yahweh used outside of the Old Testament that I've been hinting at comes from an inscription discovered in Dibon in 1868. The inscription dates to roughly the mid-9th century BC, so 850 BC-ish. The inscription contains lots of fascinating information. It details activities of King Mesha of Moab. It mentions the national god of Moab, Chemosh. It references King Omri of Israel and his son, either referring to his actual son Ahab or his grandson Jehoram. For our purposes, though, it is the section of the inscription where Mesha claims to conquer Nebo that is of interest. There he says he took what may be some sort of altars of Yahweh. The word for altars is broken in the inscription, so there's wiggle room for reconstructing it, but that is beside the main point. The main point is that in this inscription, we have the first full example of the name Yahweh being used in a Semitic inscription outside of the Old Testament.